now tuned in to the Devil's Mic with your hosts, Johnny Zapata, Moses, and Gabe Walker.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
live. It says it's recording, so, and I think it saves it as an MP4. So,
sick.
all right, dude, what episode is this? Episode
It is
6.
episode
7.
6.
That is 7. Yeah.
Oh,
Last episode is
dude,
6.
episode 7 of the Devil's Mic. This your host, Johnny Zapata, and as always, I'm here with whoever wants to go first.
Moses.
Okay, I'm Gabe. Hi.
That boy Gabe. All right, yeah. So this is the first one we on video, due to the COVID-19, the coronavirus. So
Social distancing.
yeah, this is social distancing at the max, but we still getting it. We got to get that content. Anyways, as always, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Nobody. How do we get sponsors? Y'all know?
You just reach out to a company.
All right, we should start reaching out to
I can
companies.
add some D's if I need to.
We'll reach out to Fleshlight and see what they got. Anyways, but yeah.
I bought
go
the
ahead.
product.
You said what?
What?
You said you got their product? All right, let's go ahead and get them shout outs out the way. Let's go ahead and I want to give a shout out to HEB, the realist. They're handling this crisis so well. I went to HEB this morning and shopping was pretty good. They had all their stuff in order and they're very organized. And yeah, they just doing right to the community. What are you looking at? No, just kidding. But yeah, that's my shout out, HEB.
Shout out to the people still having to work, keeping this country going.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess shout out to the bands that are surviving this and still putting out merch and records and recording despite the circumstances. So,
Yep. Hey, big shout out to them because it's hard out here, you know. COVID-19 really affecting all these tour dates and these shows. So the fact that these bands are still trying to put out content as best as they can with all the social distancing going on, especially Snake Father, Finding September. They're working with the Noise Factory, doing live studio sessions. So I think that's pretty kick-ass. Just that they can give the fans what they want and give them some content to watch and listen to due to the lack of, going to shows and stuff. So, and yeah, if you want to support these bands, support your favorite band, the best way to do that is to buy merch at this point. Buy merch, records, do all you can to help them out, especially a lot of the touring bands that really live off of this stuff. Really try your best to, help them stay afloat during this time. So, but yeah, shout out to everybody going through this hard time, but we gonna get out of it together. Am I right or am I right?
yeah, I believe so. I hope there's a little bit of population control, to say the least. Kill all the boomers. Kill the boomers.
Yeah, boomers.
No, but really, I don't know. I'm just fucking around. But yeah, no, I think this is something that we'll be able to push through eventually.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
it's a matter of time.
Right on. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Let's go ahead and start with the with some of these Texas bands, man. Let's hit that Despise. So, Despise released what would you call it, EP?
Yeah, I would say somewhere between like I guess an EP.
Yeah, it's like right on the edge of EP, LP.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what I got of it, it's typical breakdown or beat down, but it still goes hard. I want to know who that vocalist is though.
Justin Carter.
Justin Carter.
He's a friend of mine from the DFW area. He's got this incredible vocal range, and you really hear it in the song "Spineless" and "No Fault But My Own."
Yes.
And it's just It's fucking incredible. Like, I told him that as soon as he sent it to me, because before he like released it on the internet, he sent it to like a handful of people, and we always like send each other our band stuff before we release it, just so we can be like, hey, what do you think of XYZ? Right. So he sent me that stuff, and I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. Like, this is that's very, very good.
It was crazy. I was like, seriously? Like, I don't know. That dude got some pipes. Like, that's what I wanted to know. So shout out to that guy. The title track, freaking bang. And another one of my top tracks, probably my favorite track of the album, was Bullet Biter. I really enjoyed that one. It had a lot of heartfelt emotion in it. And it was just all around good song. Did you check it out, Dan?
Fortunately, I haven't listened to a lot of stuff. I've been busy with work and sleep, so I think I've only checked out maybe like 1 or 2 albums that we talked about, but not much.
Well, we'll get to those. Which ones were those?
I'll probably be quiet. I'll let y'all do most of the talking.
Which ones did you check out, though? We'll hit those.
Just the Silverstein and Code Orange.
Oh, all right. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get to Code Orange in a minute. But yeah, shout out to Despise. You said they're out of DFW?
Yeah, they're from like the Denton area.
Denton area? Sick. They play at that pizza shop a lot, huh?
Yeah, JJ's and Killers. And they've played here in Austin a couple times. I'm pretty excited. We get to play that show with Hardship and Face Wrong with them later this summer.
Yeah, I saw that.
At Come and Take It, so that's pretty cool.
Bruh. Anyway, so shout out Despise. Well, but it's like, I don't know. Do you think people probably get kind of confused between Despise and Despised? Isn't there a band called Despised?
There's a band called Despised, and then there's also Despised Icon. So there's that's
everybody. They're trying to. They're just getting their own name, I guess, out of it. I don't know. It kind of threw me off at first, but yeah, shout out Despise. Another one I want to touch on a little bit. I don't know if y'all checked out that Ghidorah.
Ghidorah, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I listened to that.
Texas.
That was like, I really like that a lot of like more metal inclined bands are doing a lot more ambient sounding stuff now. Right. To where it's not just like straightforward, just like riffs and blast beats and whatever, slam riffs, whatever. Yeah. It's that album had a lot of like, I don't want to say opacity because I don't think that's the word for it, but I don't know. It just like, it was heavy, but not in the fact of like I'm going to kick your ass type of way. It's a heavy and you're like, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It was a 3-track EP. I dug it. I think it was their first EP or like the first thing they put out. Am I right? Or have they had stuff out?
I think they have more stuff, but I think that's just like their the 3 that they have released like publicly. Right. If that makes sense. Like I think if they do like a live performance, they have more songs than that, but that's just like their best 3 probably. So.
Gotcha. Well, it was tight for being the first time hearing of them. Shout out to Ghidorah. That's a sick name though, dude. Like Ghidorah. What's that 3-headed dragon or monster from Godzilla?
Yeah, King Ghidorah, the 3-headed dragon.
Yeah, that's my dude right there. That's my dude. Have y'all seen that new Godzilla?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
It was pretty cool.
It was tight.
I mean, just monsters kicking each other's ass, so it was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was the best part about it, but it was all like, yeah, that was trash because there was no dialogue. And I'm like, bro,
the whole point of the movie is the combat between the monsters. Like exactly. I was very happy with that because I was like, this is like well animated. There's not an over excess of just people monologuing about XYZ. I mean, granted, the human storyline was kind of stupid, but like everything else was really, really good.
Yeah, so. It was on point. I dug it. So shout out Ghidorah. All right, now let's talk about this End though. That single Pariah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So this is the first I've heard of End, but I remember you were mentioning. What's it like kind of like a Frankenstein put together band between some pieces of other bands, or who's all in this
it's
band?
Like the vocalist of Counterparts, the drummer of Counterparts, and I think there might be one of the Counterparts guitarist in there, don't quote me on that, and then I forgot who the other guy is from, but dude, holy shit. Like,
Hard.
so the music video doesn't really do it justice because you can't really hear the vocals all that well, at least from my opinion, but the Spotify version of it with like, it's primo. And I had to pre-order that vinyl. I was like, yeah, this is too good. And their merch is too far in between to find. So
yeah, for sure. And, I mean, looking back, I mean, I don't think they've had anything released for a few years now. Is that right?
Since 2017, I think, was when they released the last one.
Right. Yeah, I'm about to backtrack, though. I heard that, and I was like, that's it. I'm hooked. So definitely check that out, Mose. And hard. All right. Let's go ahead and do you know of anything as far as like an album is coming up or EP when it's going to be released, Gabe?
I would have to close out to look at it, but I pre-ordered the vinyl and it said the vinyl should be shipped by June 1st. So I would say sometime around then, unless they plan. I mean, if what happens with Body Snatcher, where they release the album a week in advance and then everybody gets their vinyl the week after, that might be the circumstance, or it might be what Orthodox did, where they released the vinyl like 10 days before the actual album releases, so everybody gets like a sneak peek who bought the physical copy. So
yeah, it looks like here that it's gonna be out June 5th. So
okay, yeah,
June
that
5th.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I didn't even know they had a music video, so I'll probably check it out anyways, just for kicks. But it looks like that they have a lot of their stuff is sold out as far as like the vinyl pre-orders. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But
it's that music video is hella dark. So I mean, I thought it was cool. It was like talking about like sacrificial shit and guys like in a trance on a psychiatric doctor's like couch thingy and like coming in and out of it and like grabbing his hair and fucking devil's mask shit. It's dark as fuck. So
yeah, hell yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. All right. What about that Acacia strain though?
I really liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I've never been like a huge raging, Acacia strain fan, but I thought it was pretty good. I liked the other one better. I think what the new one was called E, right?
Yeah, so they have I guess you could say, well, yeah, they're EPs. It's like one's E and one's D. I don't know if they're like trying to spell something out or I don't know what the heck, but I'm gonna be up front. Education. ED, erectile dysfunction. No, but they
listening to too much metalcore.
Yeah, right. So I ain't gonna lie, like I've never listened to LA Dog, hey. So I ain't gonna lie, I haven't heard it. Like I've heard of these guys, but I haven't like listened to their catalog or anything like that. But from the first, from listening to them, yeah, I mean this album went off. I'm sure they got other work though that tops this. Like I'm sure this, because that's what happens with a lot of bands. A lot of their original stuff or stuff when they come out is harder than what it is now. But I'm gonna backtrack for sure. But that Seeing God though with Aaron Hurd from Jesus Piece though, that was probably not that one. The other one with Jess Nix of more was it Mortality Rate?
Mortality Rate, yeah. That was my favorite
track.
song.
Yeah.
From the newer content. It was so good because like it's not just one of those circumstances where they have a guest vocalist and they only have like one or two lines. It's like, no, she's in and out of the entire song, and then she's like providing the background noise for it too. Like I thought it was really, really fucking cool.
Yeah.
So
it was good. How it was all contrasting. Yeah, it was sick. So check that out, Dan. Lucid Dream. That shit go hard.
I haven't really listened to Casey Strain since was that album Warm Rot, which is pretty good. I think that's what it's called. I don't know.
Probably.
It's been a while, so I'll check them out.
Probably, yeah. Check it out. Now this one, I'll probably mispronounce it, but let's hit that Shibalba. Is that how you say it?
Zabulba?
Zabulba? Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are these guys from? Because
L.A.
L.A.? Okay.
Yeah. They're like primarily Hispanic band, and a lot of their lyrics are in Spanish.
Right.
And They're just like a heavy hardcore band. Like they talk shit and they play shows and it's fun. They did a split with Incendiary, and then they've done like guest vocals on each other's tracks and stuff. And I want to say they did something with Suburban Scum. Don't quote me on that though.
We quoting you. No, I'm just kidding.
Straight quoting out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're a really cool band, and they haven't put anything out in, God, I don't even remember how long it's been, but
dude, since like
cool
says
out.
here the last album's like 2015. But
yeah, so
En La Oscuridad. Yeah, I saw the name and then I was like, bro, where are you guys from? And then I guess the album that it's on is Años en Infierno. So looks like it's gonna go hard. Yeah, no, these guys rip. And looking at them, yeah, they look like your typical. Ooh, hold on. They're behind that mural that Emiliano Zapata and Pancho Villa. Oh, dang. That's hard right there. I don't care what anybody says. That's hard. So, yeah, looks like they go hard for their heritage, and I got respect for that. So, big shouts. Zabulba, you said? Gabe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can.
Okay, yeah. So I said my favorite song by them is Pinche Pelon, but you know, like the fucking Baldy, you know. But
Yeah.
it's just like a shit talk song. But yeah, Zabulba's super cool. So
hell yeah. Shout out Zabulba. I'm trying to find where that song's on. Do you know what album that's on? Or?
It's on one of their older albums. I don't remember.
Oh, well, I'll probably check it out. Yeah, shout out Zabulba. Let's see here. All right. This Code Orange, though. This Code Orange. So the album itself, I thoroughly enjoyed. I've only listened to like a couple Code Orange songs in the past, which I like. The only bad thing I would say that I have on this album is the first half of the album went hard. So it started off boom, all in your face. And like the second half, it was pulled back a lot. There was more cleans. And it kind of threw me off, but you kind of get two sides of the album. You get, you know, that heavy riffage, you know, how you say, but like I was describing, like in your face, and then the second half you get the singing and all of that. So I really like how that was contrasted, but I like how they had the glitch effect in most of their songs. Like when you listen to the songs, you would hear it and it would almost sound like that it cuts out, like you're like something's wrong with your headphones or something. You know what I'm saying? I really like that effect, especially in what was that song? The song they had the video out for. Swallowing the Rabbit Hole.
Yeah.
That song, oh man. Like I can't get enough of that song. What do you think about it, Dan?
I only listened to it like a couple times. Funny story about how I listened to it though, but I enjoyed it. It was funny because it was like that night it came out, right? I was going to my kitchen to go get some food because I'm a fat fuck. And all I hear is my brother doing some chick, and she's freaking screaming. So I was like, I need something to drown this out. So I go back to my room. I was like, oh yeah, Code Orange released a new album. So I cranked that hoe up, and I like it. It's good. But I've never like been a huge fan of Code Orange because they're always like prior. There's just like it's almost like just loud music and kind of just out there. But I enjoyed this album. It was good. I actually like the slower kind of singy stuff as well, just because you know me, I'm a little emo bitch, but I like it. It was good.
Yeah. What'd you think, Gabe?
I thought it was cool. I think it's also cool that they're embracing more of the new metal feel. A lot of bands, especially in hardcore, I mean, we talked about it last time, but a lot of bands are starting to embrace that. Hey, I was growing up and listening to like new metal and stuff, so that for them to be able to show something other than just strictly you know, hardcore stuff or hardcore punk stuff is I think it's cool. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this isn't Code Orange, this is something else, but I mean it's still them. It's just the band growing and changing. So I mean, to each their own. Exactly. I thought it was fine.
Yeah. No, I did too, but the only thing, like I said, it just threw me off a bit, but I'm sure if I go back and listen to it, I'd enjoy it a little bit more. But yeah, that Swallowing the Rabbit Hole, probably my favorite song on that album. And that video was tight. I don't know if y'all seen that video.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Dude, whatever the heck that is, what is it? Whatever that creature thing that they have in there, that's crazy. Have you seen it? Have you seen the video?
Oh, sorry, my camera went out for a second. Speaking of glitch effects,
hey,
no, I saw clips of the video. I just listened to it over Spotify. Most of the music listening I do over Spotify just because I do it when I drive. So
yeah, hell yeah. So Code Orange, killer, and we're gonna go see them this summer, hopefully, depending on how this shit goes out. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if we can get them on the show though. That'd be sick. I'm like, hey man,
right.
Let us slide backstage, bro.
They charge a lot to play.
They do.
A lot to play. But they're cool dudes. I mean, I could probably see if I can find some contact info on them.
Yeah, slide that my way. But let's hit that Silverstein since Dan listened to it. One thing that I'm gonna say up front, I know we're talking about bands changing, they go in a different direction. That's fine. But and I think I'm just being bitter because, I love the old OG Silverstein, that post-hardcore, all that good stuff. That this new poppy version of them, it rubs me the wrong way. But, I'll probably have to go back and listen to it. But listening to it up front, from front to back, I was like, bro, it's not that I was disappointed. I was just, like I said, caught off guard. And another thing, one more thing. What's up with all these features? These motherfuckers had like 5 features. It was too damn much. I'm like, all right, 2, maybe 3, but like 5, 4 or 5. I was like, dude, this is too much. But I can't knock them because we're all about, supporting these bands that are going a different direction and changing. I think Dan has a different take on it. Go ahead.
Well, I enjoyed it. It's radio friendly stuff. I could play it around my family and they don't get scared thinking I'm a devil worshiper. So it's nice,
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's first instinct.
It's like I can go frolic in a field and I'll be all right listening to it. I don't have to be worrying about burning shit down,
Yeah.
Even though they have a song called "Burning Down," but you can still
Yeah. Remember when they played wait, no, that was on the album before. Never mind. Or is that the one you're talking about? They played at the show. It was like the last song that they ended with. I was like, oh, seriously?
I think might have, because they had some of those the singles they've been out for a while before they released the full album. But I think they kind of did like an Avenged Sevenfold kind of big, like they're the same, but they're way different from when they started.
Yeah,
I think, but they still have a little bit of the roots.
Yeah,
I do like the features because it's nice to hear other artists on track. Like, hey, that's cool that they're doing this, guys. Like the song "Infinite" with Aaron Gillespie, I think. Is that him?
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's a good song. But and they got that your boy from Falling in Reverse too, right?
Do they?
Was it them or was it some? No, never mind.
I know they have Caleb Shomo from Beartooth.
Yeah. It was another artist that had him. I think it was Eminem and had that dude from Falling in Reverse, right? You were telling me about that.
Was I?
I think so. You were like, dude.
I don't think that was me.
All right, yeah. Anyways, but yeah.
I think it's good. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but it's easy to listen to, and then it's something that my mom will listen to.
She won't be like, "Mijo, are you a devil worshiper?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, did you listen to it, Gabe? Any?
No, I got hooked on that Second Wind release. To be completely honest,
I gotta check that out. Yeah, no worries. I mean, Dan didn't listen to like half of these, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I fucked it up this month.
No, you good. All right, yeah. Shout out Silverstein, though. Let's hit some 4 Years Strong. I don't know if y'all listened to it, but.
Shit, I knew I forgot. I really wanted to check that out.
Honestly,
I swear, when I get my new place, I'm gonna listen to everything.
Everything. Well, we're gonna have some new stuff for next month, so just listen to that. Anyways, but No, there's 4 Year Strong. Like I said, I don't know if y'all listen to it, but it's a good album. It's a solid album. You know, your typical pop punk. The thing about these pop punk bands that I've kind of noticed is that, you know, it's pop punk, so you don't really got to change much. You know, these bands don't have to go into a new direction to be necessarily radio friendly, I feel. So I think these, you know, like Newfound Glory and Simple Plan, bands like that, Sum 41, they all stick to their roots. It's not the same thing, but you know, they all have their similarities. But it's all easy listening and stuff that you can get down to. And yeah, I mean, if you a hardcore kid, you probably be like, this some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool. Like if you like pop punk, then you'll definitely enjoy the album. They have a couple of features on there which I thoroughly enjoyed. One of my favorite, what's her name? Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. But if someone wants to go right, if y'all listen to it, if not, no worries.
I'll check it out at some point.
That's cool. Dang it. It doesn't say it on here. So they didn't have a shout in the feature, but it was a really good song. It was like your singing, you know, acoustic guitar, kind of like that neck deep song, A Part of Me or whatever the hell. It's a good song as well, but yeah, shout out to 4 Year Strong. But did you check it out, Gabe, any or no?
Nah, I'm not really. I don't really follow much pop punk unless it's somebody that I personally know. Yeah. So bands like Courage My Lover, Forever Starts Today, or Dozer or something like that. Dozer. You know, Nominee stuff. I'll follow those bands because I know those people.
Like the locals.
But otherwise, I feel like a lot of pop punk nowadays is commercialized. So I try not to, you know.
Yeah,
I know that's a really horrible thing to say, but it's just like I'd rather support my friends and listen to their music. I don't know. That's really as condescending, but no, it's
not. It's your opinion, man. Your opinion matters. That's what's great about America. Anyways, let's talk about that body count, though. I think Dan checked it out. Did you check it out, Gabe?
I checked out the first couple songs. It's not my cup of tea. Like, I can appreciate it, but
look,
I don't know.
Go ahead.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
All I gotta say is, once you get past the first couple of songs, they got bangers on here. That Point the Finger though with Riley Gale from Power Trip though, that song was tight. I think it's mainly about police brutality. I think it said like in the beginning of the song, whatever. But that was sick. They got a cover, Ace of Spades, because he was saying in all of their albums they like to pay homage to the bands before them that inspired them to do what they're doing now. So they did an Ace of Spades cover in a body count kind of style, but still stuck to that Motorhead feel. It was pretty sick. And then another one, Colors. I don't know if y'all have heard Colors by Ice-T, one of his favorite rap songs. They had a movie about Colors, about gangs and shit like that. That was tight. To hear it in like a hardcore, in a hardcore feel, I was like, yep, that's probably my new favorite version of the song. And then before we started recording, that girl Amy Lee, she back, bro. Amy Lee's back. Evanescence, y'all remember?
Yeah. I was very excited to see that. So
yeah, no, and then he also had Jamie Jost on it as well on another level, which it was all right. Probably not not one of my favorite songs, but yeah, Amy Lee back for sure. But yeah, Dan, get through the first 2 songs, listen to it, just give it a chance, and I'm sure you'll find something on there that you enjoy.
All right, I'll take your word on that.
Honestly, I think that one with Riley from Power Trip probably is the best one on there. I remember like forever ago on Twitter, like Ice-T was on tour with Body Count in Europe, and he was like wearing a Power Trip shirt, and Power Trip was like, "Yo, what the fuck? You guys want to tour or something?" And they were like, "Fuck yeah, let's tour." And then like the tour never happened, but I guess it's because they decided to do guest vocals for each other. So for all we know, there might be new Power Trip coming out with Ice-T on it. So
dude, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. Them Texas boys. Speaking of Power Trip, what'd y'all think about that feud with Trap? Did y'all see that?
That shit was fucking gold.
What happened?
All right, go ahead, Gabe.
It's just Trapped was just running their mouth talking shit about like other bands not being as successful as them, and then Power Trip and Riley and the guys from Dance Cabin Dance and a couple other people from other bands like God, I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been one of the guys from Orthodox maybe, but like everybody pretty much just like went off on them because they were saying like a whole bunch of alt-right comments and being really misogynistic because somebody was like, hey, you know, you should probably take it easy. You're not really that relevant anymore. And it was like a girl who said it, and they're like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Go make me a fucking sandwich. And I was like, damn, bro, like,
you can't just be saying that. It's 2020.
Yeah.
Travis was the one that sang that Headstrong song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One hit wonder.
Dude, that's like the 2000s.
Yeah. That song came out. I was like in first grade or second grade. I was like, dude, this song goes hard. So I was a little kid, you know? Everybody that heard that song as a little kid was like, dude.
I just remember from that one fighting song. I mean, not fighting, that fighting movie. I forgot what it was called.
Never Back Down.
Yeah, Never Back Down.
Oh, dude. Never Back Down.
Never Back Down. I don't know. I just thought it was funny as fuck. I mean, I don't like Dance Kevin Dance or agree with those people at all, but Tillian was like, you might think you're relevant now by arguing with people like us, but you got to realize all these numbers that you have for, you know, XYZ for amount of listens per month or, you know, amount of plays per day or whatever the fuck, you got to take into consideration that most of this is from Pandora. And then also it's because y'all pop up on like bands like 3 Days Grace's shit. So you can't say that everything is completely on your own and that you've done it by yourself. So, you know, it's great. Headstrong influenced a lot of music, but at the same time, like, if you're going to be acting like a shithead like this, why the fuck does it matter? And I was like, Tillian has me blocked on Twitter, but I was still able to read all the stuff through all the other stuff.
I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. Yeah, but yeah, that shit was wild. I was like, dude, everybody was just ganging up on them fools. But it's true though. It's like, dude, y'all ain't even relevant anymore. Like, just take what you had with Headstrong and just, you know, just come to terms that that's the only good song that y'all had. You know,
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the only song I've ever heard from Trap, and I didn't even know they were still around.
Echo's good. Echo.
We got an OG like Trap fan. That boy,
this does these songs.
Yeah, sure. You probably got that whole album. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, I got a Trap tattoo. Leave me alone.
I know, right? On my back, looking ass. He's like, this is where I'm going to put it. But yeah. Now, shout out Power Trip. Shout out Body Count. One thing I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. I was watching.
Yes, I'll marry you.
I said opinion. I didn't say like.
Oh, my bad.
God. Now, one thing I wanted to get your guys' opinion on, I was watching, and don't judge me, I watched that Lil Peep documentary, okay? Leave me alone. I watched it on YouTube, or not on YouTube, it was on Netflix. Hella Judgment. I know you guys are all right.
Yeah.
Asshole. Yeah. No, but.
Kicking you out, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, it was a good documentary, you know, like, it's sad the way that he went out, you know, drugs, don't do drugs, kids, stay away from drugs. But one thing that really stood out to me was this rapper named Slug Christ. Yeah, Slug Christ, that's his name. He was
what was the name?
His name's Slug Christ.
Oh, I thought you said Slug Christ. I was like, what the fuck?
Freaking, that's terrible. No, Slug Christ. Okay. SLUG Christ. Right. Anyways, one thing that he said that really stood out to me, he was talking about hip hop being the new punk. And I was like, yeah, I was going to write an article about it, but I was like, nah, you know.
Well, it's kind of like what Finn McKenty was saying. Like, that's kind of what, for some reason, people are transitioning to, and I don't get it.
Well, no, the thing that Finn McKenty said is okay, because he's saying that he's talking about, like, influences, like we were talking about in the last episode. It's like the influence and, you know, people doing crossovers, things like that. That's cool. But what he was saying is that hip hop in itself is a new punk. And what he was saying is that punk it's not a style of music. I think that's what he said. I'm gonna go back and listen to it.
Yeah,
but he
was saying it's the mentality thing. Yeah.
But the thing is, I was like, yes and no, but hip hop can't be the new punk because it's not punk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you guys see where I'm coming from. But how do y'all feel about someone saying that hip hop is the new punk and pretty much saying like punk is dead?
Fuck no, get fucked. No,
Straight up.
I mean, I understand that like it's that rap culture is becoming more prevalent, and it's like the thing that a lot of people listen to over alternative music such as, you know, metalcore, hardcore, deathcore, whatever alternative heavy music. Right. And like a lot of these people, they think it's cool to wear a fucking, you know, a Mastodon shirt when they fucking decide to go up on stage and be like, you know,
yeah. Like wear a Slayer shirt, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, you know, you're wearing this stuff to be like edgy and cool, and you know, like it's one thing if you actually listen to it, but it's another if you're just like a fuck stick, you know, and like. Yeah. I think Post Malone is pretty much the only person who's got like a good like exemption on that, just because he grew up and he played in deathcore bands, you know, right. Like he still wears deathcore shirts when he's out in public. Right. So I mean, I think he's fine, but you know, Riff Raff is another guy. Really weird thing to say, but Riff Raff is into like. Riff Raff's like super into like pop punk and like post hardcore.
Exactly.
He did a like a rock track with the guitarist of We Came as Romans and the drummer of Beartooth.
What?
And yeah.
Shut up.
But I mean, I got to see him do it live. It was cool as fuck. Like they just did it out of nowhere, and he's like, "Yo, expect this, you know, Peach Panther coming out now." Purple Panther coming out after this, and it's going to be strictly like rock and like, you know, punk related stuff. And he never did it, unfortunately, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's a load of shit that he's like, yo, you know, rap's the new punk. It's like saying that being conservative is the new punk. Like, no, please, like, I get that like liberal ideology is more common now, and a lot of people are more socially progressive than back in the day, but I just don't think that the whole, you know, oh, this is dead, that's dead, this is the new counterculture. No. Yeah. Rap is so mainstream that, you know, everybody and their mom is fucking quoting it and listening to it on the radio and all this other shit. Like, tell me when the last time you heard a band other than like Code Orange or Harm's Way on the radio. You know, like I've never heard even the bigger bands, like I've never once heard like Zabulba or Knox Loose or Incendiary. Punk's not dead, you know. When was the last time you heard bands like Zabulba or Incendiary or, you know, anything like that on the radio? So I mean, granted, you don't really see like stereotypical punk like the leather jacket and tight pants and patches as much anymore. Right. But I still punk culture, as in like hardcore culture and stuff like that, is very much so still alive. So I mean, for them to say an ignorant thing like that without even, you know, doing anything involved with that, I think is stupid. I forgot which rapper it was, but they put out an album with a picture of a dude like front flipping off the stage and going like this as he was like stage diving. And it's like from some hardcore show fucking forever ago in like the 80s. But you know, it's just like they want to be like, oh, this is what it's like at our shows, you know, people stage dive and having fun, you know. Nah.
Yeah, miss me with all that. But yeah, what do you think about it, Dan?
Yeah, to say that, I don't agree. I think they're two separate type of movements. You can't say that one's the other or is the new other. And I don't vibe with that.
Yeah, me either. It rubbed me the wrong way, and I was all like, oh, what the heck? What is this guy talking about? Like, but other than that, Lil Peep documentary was solid.
I hate you for that.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, like watching that documentary and hearing some songs on there, I was like, all right, like some of these songs low key tight, you know?
No, just from the trailer, the song playing on the trailer, like, yeah, no, that's a no for me.
I didn't hear the song on the trailer. Like, I never seen the trailer. I was bored one day and I was like, you know what, let me watch this. But yeah. An update. I was on Facebook just scrolling while this stuff was uploading, and I guess Silent Planet and Trivium are going after trap now too, along with some other bands. So I guess Paul Gregoletto, bassist for Trivium, tweeted. He says, "I get to pick 10 songs that are going to get played on Octane. I wonder if they will play Headstrong if I pick it 10 times." And then Trap was like, "Oh, this bass player from Metallica cover band Trivium Official is obsessed with tweeting about Trap. So weird, for like a week now. Oh, and it's also so weird how some metal bands get played so little on Pandora, a music site that allows people to rate music. Guess that's why." I was like, "Oh my God, you guys are stupid. You guys are talking about Pandora, for Christ's sake, where something gets put on random. Like, I'm sure if you put on Hard Rock Radio, Headstrong is going to come on at least 2 times." And then he tweeted them again, talking about like victim mentality in quotes. And then they were talking about how so many metal and metalcore bands, like, why are they Bernie Bros? I don't get it. Did they not learn anything in high school? Blah, blah, blah. And then Paulo tweeted them back with a GIF from Basketball, where it's talking about Squeaks or whatever the hell his name is, little bitch. And then he put a GIF. It was like, "God damn it, man! I swear, you guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here."
You guys watched that movie like a month ago.
Dude, that movie was great. And then I guess what's the name? Matt, lead singer for Trivium, was jumping in, and he like photoshopped the band on the cover of Kerrang. And then he said, "Okay, dudes, I get it. You're a big metal band. Good for you, bud. You get bullied a lot as a kid, Matt, trying to turn the tables, Matt." And then Silent Planet hit him, was like, "Hey, Trapped Official, heard you're a new up-and-coming artist. Do you want to open on our upcoming Texas shows?" I was like, dude, these guys are getting it. And then he was like, they're like, "We would never tour with a Christian rock band. Y'all are trying to be idols. Ha, God doesn't like that. Damn opportunists." I was like, Jesus Christ, these dudes, they just don't quit. They just don't quit.
That's hilarious.
So yeah,
one of my friends,
Trapped is canceled.
One of my friends from DFW tweeted them, and it was like, "Hey, Trapped, I bet you're the type of monsters that put the milk before the cereal." And then they were like, they responded, and they were like, "You know what type of cereal we like, bitch? Chop, chop, go get it for us." And he was like, that has nothing to do with what we just said, aside from the fact of the word cereal being in it. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, what an idiot. Oh, and I saw what's her name from goddamn Ballista River. Yeah, so like I guess her tweet had made it on Metal Injection, because when they first started posting about it, they were like, Power Trip getting into feud with Trapped, talking about the wager or whatever. And she had posted a picture, because they were talking about like, when they were trying to see like who would sell the most tickets, and they're like, "Well, send us a picture of one of your more recent shows, and that'll be easier said than done," or whatever the hell. And then she had posted, because they were saying like a lot of people probably don't go to Power Trip shows, and she posted like a picture of all these people at a Power Trip show. And then Power Trip had posted a picture of someone taking a picture in the seats where like not even all the seats were filled up. And I was all like, "Yeah, it looks like you guys had a good turnout though." I was all like, dang, like they're getting it. But I like how Power Trip was handling it though, talking about like the proceeds going to like a charity of their choice. Whoever sold the most, like they didn't want to take the money or anything like that, just to prove a point that they would sell more tickets, which I believe they would, because they go hard.
Yeah, I think Power Trip would win that, especially since like, I mean, Trapped is literally just fucking boomer metal. So it's like they're in the
big time
group of bands as like Five Finger Death Punch and all that stupid shit. And I don't know if y'all are into that. I'm sorry if that comes out.
No. I thought you were gonna say, never mind, I'm not gonna bring them up, because then you'll probably be like, "Yeah, them too." They make me feel like shit.
Hope not.
I mean, who knows? But either way,
Five Finger Death Punch.
I think Power Trip would definitely win that bet, because they are like substantially getting bigger and bigger and playing more and more like international shows and stuff like that. And they're not just like a fucking corny generic band either, like they're a crossover hardcore thrash band. So
right. They rip. They got their own fest too, right?
Yeah, Evil Beat.
Yeah, Evil Beat. We gotta go to one of those. That shit look like it go hard in the paint. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to touch on about that. Punk being dead, Trap being assholes. Let's see what else. Oh, this whole. I know you guys probably don't listen to El Nino, but this whole El Nino ordeal. That new music video, though, I gotta say, goes pretty hard. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Mose.
I haven't checked it out. I saw that they liked your post, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, heck yeah. I messaged Dave Shavari, the drummer. He's one of the original members, just because he's based in Dallas. And I was like, hey, so like, because they said they're like, all right, the video's gonna be posted up at noon. And I was like, all right, bet. And literally, I had my laptop. I typed up the article, and I was waiting. And 12 o'clock came, and I was like, dude, this isn't posted yet. And I messaged him at 1 because I was like, do you know when it's gonna be posted? Because I wrote an article about it and put it on the website, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh, and, since you're based in Dallas, trying to see if, we could come shoot an interview with you, blah, blah, blah. But he hasn't got back to me yet. But we'll see if that happens. But that boy Marcos, though, he kills it, as the new lead singer for El Nino. And honestly feel like it was a good move because listening to live videos of El Nino from even back in 2017 to 18 when they play at Knotfest, Christian's voice was just, it's not the same. It's out of it. He's losing it. And not saying that he's a bad singer. It's just he wasn't cutting it live anymore. So it's kind of cool to see they got new bodies in the band. Not only that, but they're from Texas. So that boy Sal, former Upon and Burning Body, Jess from Sons of Texas, and then Marcos from Shattered Sun. So it's pretty cool to have them Texas boys in the mix now. And looking forward to see what they got coming up. So shout out El Nino, shout out Marco, shout out all them boys. But yeah, anything else I wanted to touch on or anything that I might have missed?
I was going to say, what do y'all think of
Go
ahead.
You go, Danny. My bad. You started talking.
I was like, what do y'all think of like what Code Orange did, where they're just starting to with everything going on with COVID, doing like streaming, and kind of like DAZN did. We're just doing like sets streaming to everybody.
Dude, I think that's sick. Cool. Yeah.
I think that's really cool, especially that they went through Hate 5/6 for all of that, and then like Hate 5/6 is already considering doing other bands like Knocked Loose and shit and Jesus Peace and whoever the fuck else, So.
Yeah, no, I really dig it. I love the live music idea, not just in the rock scene, but in, the scene, all the other music scenes in general, especially like country, where they got Garth Brooks doing live shows. And, not a lot of people get to go to Garth Brooks shows because them tickets expensive as fuck. So it's kind of cool to be able to experience that, to hear him perform live. But, also in the rock scene, like I was saying, Snake Father got those recordings, Finding September, and DAZN doing that live footage. That was sick, and a bunch of other bands are too. It's kind of hard to keep track, but I really like the idea of them having content coming still for their fans and not just leaving them in the dark, and still working while all this is going on. And but yeah, like I said before, if you guys want to support, the best way to support your band or your favorite band is just to buy merch, buy vinyl, do what you got to do.
Use that government check.
Yeah, hey, hi, baby. Okay, yeah. Yes, boss. Okay. All right. All right, I'll stay right here. But yeah, so the best way to support them, because they're all going through it financially, is buy merch. So especially a lot of these underground bands that tour a lot and rely on their tour funds, whereas bigger bands that cancel their shows, they can just reschedule and not really affected by it because they got the streams or they got the solid fan base. But all these smaller bands definitely pick up a shirt, so.
Yeah, we got like I want to say like 4 of our shows canceled because of this. or postponed into a later date rather.
Yeah.
So that kind of put a dent in our sales because we had just bought merch ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
And like we just sold, you know, maybe 5 or 6 shirts at that show, and then you know all the shit happens with the lockdown, or what is supposed to be a lockdown, but apparently everybody's essential, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But, you know, either way, you know, it's just support every band that you can.
Support Belligerents.
Please do. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like condescending and shout myself out, but like no. We're not in a rut, but we're in an awkward position because we took a leap on the merch because we wanted to, you know, put something out because so many people were asking for like something physical from the band, right. And then on top of that, they were asking for something physical from the band, but then all this crap happens, and we were going to use all the money from the shirts to pay for production, you know, and like the money that we got paid for that for when we headlined Come and Take It, and then the money that we paid off the shirts went straight into production, and then somebody else bought a shirt, you know, a couple days later online, so that went straight into production. But you know, it's just, you know, not everybody is a trust fund baby, and you know, not everybody's a trust fund core kid where, you know, despite them going to hardcore shows, they drive Mercedes and their mommy and daddy can pay for their production because it's a hobby for them, you know.
Right. Bliss.
Some of us, you know, we work, I mean, for me, you know, I'm working 110 120 hours every 2 weeks.
Damn.
And like I don't have fucking time, you know, to constantly be going out of my way for show stuff. So I don't know, it's asked to support who you can, who you care about. You don't have to support me, but at least support the bands that you care about that are on a local level, so that they can at least get some sort of, you know, financial feedback to keep them afloat until this, whatever the fuck you want to call this at this point, is dead or gone, or, you know, we just all die as a race, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but for real though, support Belligerents and all your other favorite hardcore bands, or any band at that, any artist. I'm going to say any artist, because, you know, it's not just people in the rock scene. There's, you know, freelance artists, especially
a lot of artists not able to sell their pieces. So
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So buy prints, you know, if you like mail, you know, order them prints, them stickers, whatever the fuck, just to do your best to support them, because everybody going through it right now that's, you know, freelance artist or musician in general. So, but yeah, fuck, there was one thing I was going to say.
For us.
Oh, them Trump checks, y'all. Them Trump checks coming in. What's up? Hey, Trump my president now. I'm getting
supposedly, like, the qualifications for this are going to be, like, really fucking tight, and you have to be, like, laid off for X amount of time and not meeting XYZ income levels. So, like, I don't think I could qualify for it, but I think my wife could. But, yeah, it's supposed to be everybody regardless, but I think that the rules and regulations for it are going to be fucking stupid, just like how it is for unemployment, because everybody's like, oh, go file for unemployment. Okay, motherfucker, but have you done it?
Nope.
No, like, I don't know if y'all have, but like when I filed for unemployment when I got out of the Army, you know, it took me a month and some change to get a job that actually like was bigger than something than just Thundercloud. And they absolutely fucked me. I filed 3, 4, 5 times for my unemployment checks. Every time they said timelines don't match up, you're not meeting enough criteria. I started sending in like the actual online applications that I filled out. Like I'd send in screenshots and all that stuff, and they were still like, oh no, this isn't good enough, so blah blah blah. And I was like, whatever, this system's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that, you know, if it means this is coming from a straight edge kid, but if it means like, you know, doing a side hustle, I'm not saying what, but, you know, like Uber Eats or
OnlyFans,
you know,
premium Snapchat, you know.
Do whatever you gotta do to stay alive at this point, because like this shit's just getting it's getting out of hand and getting stupid. So.
Hell yeah, dude! I recommend Uber Eats though. I do Uber Eats on the side. Well, haven't done it in a while, but I'm gonna start. But you get some good money, man. And tip for everybody that's watching that want to do Uber Eats, I recommend starting at 5, doing it from 5 to 8, because that's the peak times. People getting home from work, they're like, dude, fuck this. I'm gonna order Uber Eats, and you bring them their food. They tip you. I probably on a good day make probably a good $60 during those 3-4 hours. So it's not bad. You get a little bit of change, you know, to pay for whatever you want, whatever you need to get, gas, food. You know, if you tight on cash, hit that Uber Eats for a few hours and you green. But yeah, so support everybody during this time of need. And, you know, we all going to get back up. You know what I'm saying? We all in this together. But yeah, that's all.
High School Musical.
Really. High School. Shut the hell up.
We're all in this together. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Anyways. But yeah, anything else y'all want to touch on real quick before we rip and dip?
Nah. I think I'm good.
I ain't gonna lie, this is pretty tight.
It is good seeing y'all's faces again.
I know, it's been a while.
I've only seen like the same 3 faces in the last 2 weeks. So it's all good.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of the stuff I said actually got recorded because my mic and screen just went black. But no, if y'all get the chance to, or whoever does decide to watch this or listen to this, please go support the Second Wind guys from Houston. They released Testament of Pain. Literally the best level album I have ever heard. And I've listened to a lot of bands, seen a lot of bands. I have a lot of merch. I've gone all over the state. You know, fucking that shit's just incredible. So go support Second Wind.
Shout out Second Wind. Shout out shout out Virtue. Shout out Snake Father. Shout out Finding September. Shout out Dozer. Shout out Ghidorah. Shout out Belligerents. Shout out Insurgents. Shout out Departure. Shout out Ballista. Shout out y'all keep it going. What y'all got?
Allegation. One
yeah.
in the Chamber. Bliss. My friend Andy Zarate just made a new band called Bliss, and they're kind of like power trip style hardcore from Dallas.
Say less.
And Bliss is really good. They like released like a 3-song demo thing, and it's fucking good. It's really good, and I'm really excited to play with them. Yeah, I don't know if you already said Despised.
No,
there's another band. Earn. Support Earn.
Omerta.
Support Omerta. The new Sanity Slip stuff is out, and it's really fucking good. Go support Sanity Slip. Go support Good Junkie Records. Good Junkie Records is helping a lot of bands out right now by, you know, either helping them with fluffing up the post or actually publishing some form of physical copies of the music and merch. So, you know, they're good people too. So, just
shout out Kingside Records, my boy Gabe. I'm gonna hit you later, dog. Shout out Covina, shout out Meridian, shout out Emma from our Arsenal, shout out. Damn, who else is on there? Fucking October Roar.
What's that one fish band?
Crankfish. Shout out Crankfish. Shout out. Goddamn, they're in my head. Oh, shout out Cesora. Shout out Conningsor. I gotta hit you guys up so we can get this. After all this blows over, we can get y'all on the show. Shoot an interview. So shout out all those guys and many more. If I didn't name you, I'm sorry. Tag yourself below and I'll shout you out next video. Any bands that y'all want to shout out or y'all want to bless, you know, tag them in this post below. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time, man. I miss seeing y'all. I'm glad we get to see y'all and still interact even with this coronavirus stuff going on. And coronavirus is getting real. Shit is getting real. Getting real. Anyways, but yeah, that's all we got for today's episode. Again, it's your boy Johnny Zapata, and we'll catch you guys next month on the podcast. And we out.
Goodbye. Have a beautiful night.
As fuck.
Bye.
Oh yeah. All right, later, y'all.
Peace.